The gateway for our motorcycle tour of Morocco is the city of Malaga in Spain. Our tour starts with an early ride to Tarifa, where we catch the 9 a.m. ferry across the Strait of Gibraltar to Tangier in Morocco. We then ride into the mountains, where our first stop is the blue city of Chefchaouen. Our next stop is the large city of Fez, Morocco's trade and craft centre. The following nights are spent in the Atlas Mountains, at a homestay in the village of Tunfit, and at a guest house in Dades Gorge. The mountains then give way to the eastern Moroccan plains, where we spend 2 nights in Mazoga, on the doorstep of the Sahara Desert. From Mazoga, we head north through desolate Dakar rally country and stay in the province of Medelt. On our final day in Morocco, we ride to the city of Melilla and catch an overnight ferry back to the Spanish mainland before returning to Malaga. One of our team discovers a problem after this morning's ride. His duffel bag was touching the exhaust pipe of his bike, burning a large hole from which all his clothes fell onto the freeway, somewhere between Malaga and Tarifa. We're all sympathetic, but no one is prepared to lend him socks and undies for the rest of the trip. Once on the ship, we say goodbye to Spain and welcome to Morocco. It's a chance to get to know our tour guides and fellow riders. Our international group is Matt is an Aussie living in Malaga. He's the owner of Hearts and Tears Motorcycle Club and our tour guide and lead rider. Paddy is a Panamanian American living in Georgia in Eastern Europe. He's our sweep rider and mechanic. Our fellow riders are Michelle, a suave Belgian living in Kuala Lumpur. Christian, also from Belgium. At 70 years of age, he's the senior citizen of the group and an inspiration to us all. Benoit is a wild Frenchman living in Madrid. Ulf comes from Norway. He's the one that lost his clothes. And from Victoria in Australia, we have Mick, a shy and quiet guy. Robbie, say no more. Andre, the giant, and me. When we get off the ship, we also meet Barak and Mohammed, both from Morocco. They drive the white ute that carries our bags, along with tools and spare parts to fix things that we break. We're riding Yamaha Tenere 700cc adventure bikes, except for Matt and Paddy, who are on KTM 790s, and Ulf, who brought his own bike, a Husqvarna. It takes a while to process paperwork and get through customs in Tangier. They ask us if we're carrying any drugs or firearms. Sniffer dogs do their thing, and custom agents search our bags, but we certainly don't have any drugs or firearms. We stop for lunch, then it's off to the blue city of Chefchaouen. So come along for the ride. Hey guys. Inshallah. Arriving in Chefchaouen, we book into the Hotel Al Khalifa. The hotel rooftop gives spectacular views of the Blue City with its curved Andalusian architecture. According to Wikipedia, the walls are painted blue to symbolise a connection to the sky and the heavens. We tour the maze of alleyways where traditional handicrafts are made and sold. It's a photographer's dream and very easy to get distracted and lost. We have drinks and dinner in a sleazy Kasbah and then crash for the night while the city continues to trade. The next morning, we're woken at about 6 a.m. by the sound of morning prayers echoing through the narrow streets. But after breakfast, we're the ones praying to get one of the KTMs started. It makes us a little late leaving for the city of Fez, but we still have plenty of time. Outside of the city, it's mainly subsistence agriculture: olives, grapes, figs and almonds, along with cheap, good quality cannabis, so we're told. Arriving in Fez, we stay at the Riad Tuyur, or Riad of Birds. Riad meaning a large traditional house with a central courtyard, often converted into a hotel. It's inside the UNESCO-listed Fez El Bali, which is the oldest walled part of Fez. We check out the city and the Borj Nord Museum, which is a 15th century fort now functioning as the Fez Museum of Arms. In the evening, a walking tour of the Fez souks, or markets, is arranged for us. Our walking tour guide is also taking us to see the man, and we quickly find ourselves in a labyrinth of crowded alleyways where all sorts of traditional handicrafts are sold. Apart from being glued to his phone, our walking tour guide keeps leaving us behind, and the further we get into the marketplace, the more nervous we get. We get more worried when he turns and asks,
"Have you been here in Fez or it's your first time?"
First time.
By now we're borderline paranoid, and who is the man anyway? But if we leave our guide here, we'll probably never find our way out.
Moi j'ai pendant longtemps une Dominator 650.
Finally we arrive at one of the tanneries for which Fez is famous. The tannery is massive and it stinks, but next door we get a private opportunity to shop and barter with the man for finished leather goods and Moroccan garments.
And down they have jacket. If you are interested for jacket or boots or something, they are down in the first floor. Yeah, poofs from different kind.
You still call them poofs?
Yeah, what do we call them?
Can't get away with that. Can't get away with that at the moment anymore.
No, you can't say that in
Can't say that anymore.
What do you say?
It's an Ottoman.
Or
An Ottoman.
This is one of the older traditional look.
Yeah.
It's a man weave. Women shimmy carpet and vertical look. We work with this kind of shuttle.
Yeah.
Look the paper of the material. Shuttle and cedar wood, and side of shuttle there is bobbin. One velvet and three natural color like yellow saffron, orange henna, red is poppy flower. More than 20.
We each get a few gifts for family and friends, while Robbie decides to go full Moroccan. Okay, Robbie.
Laurence Oparabe.
Dinner is at a restaurant in a market square under the Bab Oujlaoud, or Blue Gate of Fez, even though the inside of the gate is green.
Is there any way to be outside?
As a bonus, we get entertained by a couple of Fez's local rock stars. We leave Fez, riding alongside the walls of Fez El Bali, exit through one of the gates and head for the high plains of the Atlas Mountains. Hello. Thank you.
Vous voulez manger?
Non,
On a grillade.
grillade, 3 kg.
3 kilogrammes.
It's somewhere around here that Benoit lost control of his bike on a sharp corner. He had two options, fall off the bike or fall off the cliff. He took the first option but injured his shoulder. Arriving in Tunfit, it's clear that his shoulder isn't good and his trip would have to end. So he leaves in the morning for Mazoga and catches a plane home to Madrid. We're all impressed to find out a few days later that Benoit had a double fracture of his left collarbone, which had to be pinned. Our homestay in Tunfit is the Maison de Haute Riad. Hosts Yazan and his daughter are delightful and the food as always is sensational.
Wow. That's unreal.
Thank you.
That bike's so powerful.
Each of us gets a farewell photo with our wounded soldier. Despite the injury, he looks to be in good spirits, thanks to a mixture of opioids and several cans of Moroccan stalk lager. Tunfit is a village of about 7,000 people. At an altitude of 1,800 metres, the morning is crisp. Once again, the KTM won't start, but with Benoit having left us, we have a spare bike and the KTM is loaded onto the ute. We're keen to get going, as today we finish with a ride through the amazing Dades Gorge.
go.
Like all of our hotels so far, the Ches Itchu guest house in Dade's Gorge doesn't disappoint.
Go, chef.
A bit higher. Come on, up.
S'il vous plaît. Ah, hoppa.
Day 5 is our much anticipated ride to Mazoga, on the doorstep of the Sahara Desert. Arriving in Mesoga, our first night is spent glamping in the desert at the ideal desert luxury camp in the sand dunes of Erg Chebi Mesoga, the biggest sand dunes in Morocco. Our nighttime entertainment includes our very own Barak in a full kaftan and Mick, both on drums and singing. In the morning, we ride through some old ruins to Moto Morocco Tours in Mesoga to hire lightweight KTM 450 enduro bikes, and then it's time to go play in the big sandpit on the horizon. Our guide from Moto Morocco Tours is Ibrahim. As part of the tour, he tells us that we'll be going to a Berber camp to drink whiskey with the nomads. Arriving at the camp, our host gives us a cup of tea instead of the whiskey that we were expecting, which is probably a good thing. Later, she makes us a lunch of traditional arbood bread filled with carrot, onion and spices, cooked for about an hour in an oven of embers in the sand, and it's delicious.
Hamburger nog wat.
Nee, Olympics.
Ja.
Discus.
Oh, wow.
That stuff is so good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We finish playing in the sand dunes, return our KTM bikes and head for the Nomad Palace Hotel for our second night stay in Mazoga. The hotel is spacious and stunning with its adobe structure and Moroccan Berber decor. Hello. Bonjour. A quick trip into Mazoga gives us a final opportunity to buy a few more traditional Moroccan gifts for those at home. We leave Mazoga the next morning along the main highway north to Medelt, but again we head off-road, this time to travel an 80-kilometre stretch of the original Paris to Dakar rally route. The famous Dakar rally was last held in Morocco in 2001, after which it was forced to relocate to South America due to terrorist threats. The Dakar riders would have covered the 80 kilometres in no time, at speeds of up to 180 kilometres an hour. We stop for a break and a Berber woman approaches us from a nearby tent. Her hubby will be somewhere out there herding their sheep and goats. It's amazing how these hardy people exist in this desolate landscape. Lunch is in some small town where after 4 attempts we finally find a cafe that is open, but it doesn't have room for all of us. With a bit of Moroccan ingenuity, a table and chairs are set up on the opposite footpath and all's good. A flat tyre on Mick's bike has us further delayed for the day, and it's well past dark when we finally pull in at the Geit Dar El Khanas Hotel for the night. Today is our final day in Morocco, and it will be a leisurely ride to Melilla. Oops, sorry, throttle got stuck. Arriving in Melilla, we get our duffel bags strapped to our bikes, say goodbye to Barak and Mohammed, and head to a sleazy wine bar for a drink and something to eat. But feeling a bit like an outlaw bikie gang in a blue light disco, we move on to a licensed McDonald's instead, before boarding the ship for an 11 p.m. departure to the Spanish mainland. We spend half the night at the ship's bar, and after a couple of hours sleep, we disembark, say goodbye to Ulf, who goes his own way, and enjoy an early morning ride along the coast back to Malaga. Arriving at Matt's home, it's time to say goodbye to the bikes and to each other, taking home with us memories of an amazing tour.
That's usually how it goes.
Set.
Hello.